I made a video the other day talking about how the video game industry is dying, and I went over Sony's quarterly report and how their margins are down, their profits are down, and how it doesn't look very good for the entire industry on the whole. And then we get a report today from CNBC talking about how Sony is currently working on a PlayStation 5 Pro potentially, if analysts are to be believed. And this PlayStation 5 Pro would be using artificial intelligence. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. This news genuinely blew my mind. Sony is supposedly working on a PlayStation 5 Pro that would likely be unveiled and released in 2024. The PlayStation 5 Pro would not just be another iteration of the PlayStation 5, it would apparently represent a crucial step forward in the video game industry, implementing artificial intelligence behind the scenes to be able to function and process information better than just a CPU GPU to make this thing really truly futuristic. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for my full article breaking down this interesting story originating from CNBC. So Sony is currently working on a PlayStation 5 Pro according to analysts that are predicting what they think Sony's next steps would be. And it wouldn't just be a marginal improvement over the PlayStation 5, it would be a gigantic leap forward when it comes to specifically DLSS, which, if you're not familiar with that, it's deep learning super sampling, something that NVIDIA originated with and created using artificial intelligence and machine learning to produce images that look like they're at a higher resolution without the heavy computational load that would normally be required to show this stuff off to the human eye. And while DLSS is NVIDIA's proprietary thing, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Sony would be developing their own version of it right now. This would truly represent a next generational leap in graphical output for a console. But I keep going back to what I talked about in that other video is it feels like everything is just working its way towards PC Master Race, and this is yet another example of that. Serkan Toto, the CEO of Tokyo-based consultancy Kantan Games, said there seems to be a broad consensus in the game industry that Sony is indeed preparing a launch of a PS5 Pro in the second half of 2024, which, if you're not counting right now, as of recording this video, we're in February, and we just recently heard that there are rumors and speculation that Nintendo has pushed their Switch 2 off to 2025, which means if all of these rumors and conjecture and predictions were to be true, that means Sony would have a mid-gen console upgrade out this year before Nintendo Switch 2 even sees the light of day. Dr. Serkan Toto also talked about how the strategic timing of this launch aligns closer with the anticipated release of Grand Theft Auto 6 in 2025, a title that's expected to rejuvenate the entire video game industry. And if Sony, who has worked plenty hand in hand with Rockstar and Take-Two in the past, especially when it comes to console launches and having Grand Theft Auto being a part of those, it wouldn't be too crazy and out of the line of thought to think that Sony would try to work with Take-Two to get Rockstar's latest hit on their Pro version of the PS5 so they could sell it in conjunction with that and market it to the entire audience that already has a PlayStation 5 currently, saying, yeah, it looks really good on your PlayStation 5, which is really clearly next generation and really looks amazing, but the PS5 Pro uses a DLSS type technology that uses AI and computer learning to represent graphics that are better than what the PS5 could ever possibly output. And I know there's a lot of people that don't want anything to do with a mid-gen upgrade for a console that they might have recently purchased in the past couple of years. And the PS5 Pro would be coming at a time where Sony faces a fluctuating market environment. Like I stated in my previous video, Sony had announced that they've adjusted their PlayStation console shipment goals, revised down from 25 million to be sold down to 21 million to be sold. And there were analysts that were suggesting that this could mean that Sony might maintain the current PS5 pricing upon the PS5 Pro release, deviating from past trends of price reductions following the new model launches, meaning that the PlayStation 5 would already have gone up in price at some locations around the world, would maintain that price, and the PS5 Pro would come in at a higher price. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not all about dropping $800+ on a console, because once you get into that area of money, why would you just not buy a PC? Yes, I get it. I'm sure there are some console purists out there, but it's getting to the point where consoles are becoming one and the same with what a PC is, but they're trapped in an ecosystem that doesn't allow the freedom that a PC does. And at some point, that bond has got to break. Sony's efforts to balance these aspects, particularly with the PlayStation 5 Pro's introduction, underscores a commitment to maintaining their leadership position. They're not just resting on their laurels and letting it fall by the wayside and seeing the PlayStation 5 sales dwindle and just do nothing. Apparently, Sony's looking at this as an opportunity to start working on the next big thing. And that's coming sooner than the PlayStation 6, apparently. But now we're getting into this argument of, should it even be a Pro? Should a Pro ever even exist? Or should Sony just upgrade the console to the next generation and stop with these mid-gen console upgrades and confusing the customers and not understanding what games can be played with what, which console is backwards compatible, and why they aren't just jumping right now to saying the PlayStation 6 will be coming out next year. It almost feels like they're stepping on their toes again with this, just like they did with the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro. Sure, the PlayStation 4 Pro had some great upgrades and was really cool to have, but it was so close towards the end of the life cycle that it would have made more sense to just have the customers wait and get the next gen console all together in one piece and not confuse everyone with the issue of what plays with what. And I'm looking at this situation kind of with the same mindset of, just wait. Don't rush it out there and be the first one to do this technology. Wait and put it with the PlayStation 6 and have that be the main selling point. The implications of this launch extend well beyond just hardware upgrades. It's about setting a new standard for immersive gaming experiences, reinforcing Sony's legacy in the highly competitive landscape of video games. The potential introduction of the PlayStation 5 Pro by Sony is more than just an upgrade. It's a statement of intent. With industry analysts pointing towards a late 2024 release, Sony appears poised to not only capitalize on the next big wave in gaming, but also navigate the complexities of market dynamics with a strategic blend of innovation and foresight. All of this coming before the Nintendo Switch 2 even sees the light of day. Again, if all of this is to be believed and the timing of everything lines up, it's a strange time we're living in. And exciting, too. I guess for those that want a console that has PC capabilities of DLSS, it's really exciting. But if you step back a little bit and take a look at this for what it is, the consoles are becoming a PC, except they're in a closed environment ecosystem that doesn't allow the freedom of what a PC does. And at that point, like I said earlier, why would anyone continue to go down the path of a console, especially when they're not having exclusives like they used to? Sony is Exhibit A because Helldivers 2 came out same day as PlayStation 5 on the PC and sold better than anything they've ever done on PC before. And that should tell them that the direction of gaming is going to PC right now. So it just kind of boggles my mind that Sony is putting all this effort potentially into a PlayStation 5 Pro when they themselves see that people are migrating over to PC Master Race to keep up with these kind of specs. It's a fascinating situation, and based off the pricing speculation, it's not something that I can see being very successful, at least on first glance. But who knows? We'll have to see what happens. But I wanted to bring this information to you guys as soon as I got it because I thought it was fascinating timing based off of what happened with their quarterly results previously to what's being talked about today. It's It's crazy what happens in 24 hours. I'm going to leave it there. If you want more information, check out my article for all the links, descriptions, references. I will link it in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
Smash, J, smash, J,